Welcome back, Benchwarmers. Football is around the corner, and I'm so dang excited.
Preseason is underway, and while the first real game isn't until September 4th, we thought we'd start talking about it.
Yeah, I literally couldn't wait any longer to get back into the pigskin. So we're going to have like a little mini-series here where we predict how each division will unfold.
Let's get to it. I'm Corey, Saints march for Arch.
I'm Brendan, still rooting for Tampa, and this is RV from the Bench. Before we get started, if you're not already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss any one of the new episodes.
Also, if you could please do us the favor, if you like what you see here, please don't forget to smash that like button.
Smash it for us. Come on, it's free. It's free for you. It's free for us. Helps out the channel a lot more than you probably think.
Hell yeah.
All right, well, you can see I'm ready for this one. Now, granted, he's not necessarily on the team anymore, and technically he's working for a completely different team.
And the NFL at the
part
same
ownership.
time.
Yeah, I guess true. Yeah, but the NFC South is where we are right now. If you've missed any of them, we are basically kind of running through all the divisions here, predicting 4 through 1. See order we're going in. We're going 4, 4, 3, 3, kind of working our way up from there. We've done the AFC and NFC East, and we just finished the AFC South, so make sure you check those out. We've got the rest of the NFL coming, so make sure you check out the page for those. But, I mean, without further ado, you want to just jump into it?
Yeah, and this division will be a lot less stressful for me because it's not the Titans, so I don't have to worry about it. It's
True.
no fandom included in this division for us.
Although last episode you got yours out pretty quick, right? You guys had you coming in last, so
there's not a whole lot to go for there this year. So yeah, it was easy to get it over and out of the way.
All right then. Well, let's dive into it then. I'll kick it off this one.
Yeah,
I'll do the NFC one since you started with the AFC.
Who you got in last, sir?
I think we both, based on what you kind of stated in your tagline at the beginning, I think we both got the Saints coming in last. Basically, they have Alvin Kamara, and that's about it. That's pretty much all they got. So the Saints are honestly they're in cap hell, and they're paying all the wrong people. Not that you can't pay defensive people and some linemen here and there, but really it's the skill positions that you're really kind of looking to pay, and they don't have anybody but Alvin. I think really the tough spot is the sudden retirement of Derek Carr. Do you, Derek Carr? Glad for you. Be healthy. Spend time with your family. You made some money. Call it what it is. But really, I just kind of put them in a tough spot. They don't have anybody leading, and if you need anything in the NFL, it's a quarterback, and that's what they don't have. Kellen Moore's got a long season ahead of him, I think, because him being a rookie head coach it's going to be rough. I'm glad for him that he's able to take on this challenge, I guess you can say, going from quarterbacks coach to offensive coordinator in Dallas, obviously offensive coordinator of a Super Bowl winning Eagles team, but this one is going to be a lot different than those two places. Not only is the money different, but the people in charge are a tad underwhelming, I'll say, as well.
Yeah,
where do you stand?
I'll say that's part of the reason I have them in fourth as well. And my intro, the March for Arch thing, kind of goes in that theme as well, where even if they were able to suck and end up in fourth and end up hopefully at the bottom of the NFL and get a top pick, there's no guarantee that Arch is going to come out and they're going to want him to go to New Orleans because of the things you stated, the way the organization is run and the way they've put themselves in cap hell, that it might not be beneficial for Arch to end up there in the long run anyway. So, but I'm with you. Now, regardless if Derek Carr didn't retire or not, I think there was you need a surgery to have regardless. So even if he had come back, he was going to have surgery and miss the year. So I think it was more, like you said, just a quality of life decision for him. Do I want to have another surgery and sit out and collect $20 million, or do I want to just say, you know what, I'm done with the surgeries and let me just call it a day? So power to him to doing what he had to do for himself. But it, again, puts the Saints in a bad position because now they have even less of a situation at quarterback. Not that Derek was going to be somebody that gets him in contention to win a Super Bowl or anything, but at least he was going to
win games.
Exactly. He'd be, you could throw him out there and he wasn't going to ruin games or completely throw away the game for you. But now you're at not Jackson. What's the kid that was in Oklahoma? Spencer Rattler back in the day. He's there. They have the kid Shoe-In or whatever that they drafted. And I think
that was a weird pick too.
Yeah, but they are high on him. But again, that could be maybe him and Kellen Moore have created something, and there's a little bit of a vibe. Now, nobody's expecting them to win any games, but it could be something maybe they learn together, and as of the next couple years, they're able to get rid of some of these salaries off the books that have kind of, ruined what they had as an opportunity, and they can get some young weapons in there for them as well. Because, as you said, Kellen Moore is a young coach. What a shitty way to have your first coaching job.
I hope they give him a chance. I hope they're not like a one and done. I mean, he'll get paid either way, obviously, but sometimes it's hard to find another head coaching job if you're quickly fired from one. You know what I mean?
Well, it's the same people, the Bensons, who own the Hornets, and they are not Hornets, Pelicans, and they tend to give coaches
A little
a
more
couple
time.
years to figure out it here and there. They're not a big enough market, I think, to go year to year and keep cutting guys as coaches. They got to give at least 2 or 3 years for it to marinate and see what they have in
Good.
house. So
Because I
hopefully,
think Kellen Moore's pretty good
yeah, I agree. He's,
as a coordinator, at least. I don't know
as
how
you
he'll
said,
be
he's done great things
coaching.
in his career as coaching. He was also a huge part of that Boise State team that had that run and had us all excited back in the day. So he knows what good football is. It's just a matter of can he get this New Orleans team to play said football.
Give Alvin Kamara the ball.
Yeah,
That's
that'll
the
be the
plan.
game plan.
Yeah, pretty much. So, all right, moving on then to third place in this division. I think we're actually toe to toe pretty much the entire way up. So we could just kind of keep chiming in with each other here. I got the Panthers. I think you do too, coming in third. I
Yep.
think they're going to be way, way better than they were last year. Bryce Young, I kind of think Bryce Young's the real deal, although he's a little bit on the smaller end. I think he's extremely talented. And they finally got him an actual number one receiver by drafting Ted McMillan. So I think that is going to be a huge improvement. He already showed that he was doing well after starting poorly, getting benched, and letting Dalton take over. They put him back in, obviously, to see what he could do. And the last 3 starts were insane. He had over 110, I think, passer rating, no interceptions, just a solid. He went 2-1, I think. So even that's pretty good because the Panthers were pretty bad. So I think that's kind of where it is. The offense will be able to move the ball. I think the question mark is the defense. I'm not saying they're going to be bad. I just truly don't know. When I say question mark, I'm just saying I questioning them because I don't know. And obviously, Chuba Hubbard is a pretty good back too. We had him in fantasy last year, and he did pretty well. So I think the Panthers are going to be better. But what do you see?
I completely agree. I think last year that benching kind of woke up Bryce in a sense and had to kind of shake him up a little bit. Okay, I'm not doing something right because now I'm not even playing anymore, and I'm supposed to be the man of this team.
Number 1 overall pick.
Exactly. So I think that helped, and I think a big part of that is Dalton, like having a veteran like that there to
He's
be able,
good too.
like, look, I'm going to take your job for a couple weeks, but I'm still going to help you because ultimately this is your gig to take. I'm just filling in while you try to reconfigure with the coach how you want to go about it moving forward. But like you said, they came in those last couple games, were able to score. Their defense is going to be the biggest question mark, but with this division, again, you got 6 games against the Falcons, Saints, and even the Bucks that are better than you, but not earth-shattering great teams. You could easily split with Tampa and feel yourselves a little bit better about the division moving forward. Bryce Young's got a young coach with him from last year as well, returning. So there's some continuity there as far as that goes. Adam Thielen, I think, is still there, and he had a resurgent year last year with Bryce Young. So I think there's some positivity in Carolina, but because they
Xavier
are
Legette, he eats raccoon.
Yeah, well, yeah, there is that guy. He fits perfectly in Carolina. Then that
That's
makes
what
sense.
I'm saying.
But yeah, I think they can win, 7, maybe 8 games and even flirt with second place in the division. But I don't think they're going to be as bad as the Saints. I definitely think they can win both those games. Maybe split with the Falcons. And like I said, I think they could even split with the Bucks, and that's 4 wins right there. So if they get another 2 or 3 randomly here and there, they're at 7 wins, and it's not the worst thing. I think the Panthers are, in a weird way, in the right direction for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, and I think Bryce Young is at the head of it. So I'm up on them too. Maybe he's also looking because him and CJ Stroud are boys, and he's like, dang, bro, my boy's like doing work over here, man. Like won offensive rookie of the year. It kind of had a pretty good follow-up year, made the playoffs, won a game. Like I need to get my stuff going.
To see who Bryce was working with in the offseason as far as other quarterbacks and stuff. That would be interesting to see and see if there's
hopefully he can keep
veterans or guys like CJ he came in with. It's like, man, you guys have been kicking ass. What am I doing wrong that you're not?
What should I exactly? CJ's a bigger guy, but
yeah,
still.
of course. But
there was questions about his intelligence.
Bryce Young's also not a running quarterback like Kyler Murray. He may be smaller like him, but he's not run all the time. So
honestly, I'd take Bryce Young right now. But
yeah, I guess you would.
Yeah. All right, let's move on then to second place. I think we both got it here, and it's the Falcons for me. I think they have the second best roster in the division. They're deep on offense with Bijan and Drake London. I think they have some of the best weapons there. A decent offensive line. They have a new kind of cadence. I've been watching quarterback from this past season. Kirk Cousins was kind of talking about it. So there's a lot of movement. It's something that Kirk wasn't used to, but something that they did a ton at Washington.
I was just
with Roma Dunze moving around all the way. I forgot who they had another freaking receiver, another fast receiver. I forgot his name. But I think
Neighbors? Wasn't Neighbors there with him?
No, Neighbors went to LSU.
Oh, name tells you. There
Yeah,
was
I don't
somebody
remember.
else in Washington though. You are
Yeah,
right.
there was somebody else besides Dunze that he was throwing to a lot. So I think having Michael Penix be in his first full year, he got a complete offseason where he's the number one
Yeah.
guy. Kirk Cousins is a great backup. Honestly, you know what I think the Falcons could do is wait till like week 4 or 5 with a quarterback needy
Mhm.
team, trade him for some assets, man.
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing that you could do. Honestly, best thing for Penix, maybe get that heat off your back because Penix, because Kirk Cousins is a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL. Is he top 10? Maybe not, but I'd put
Yeah.
him. I mean, he's close to top 15, if not 16. You know, I mean, he's in the better half of NFL quarterbacks. So I think that's kind of the question though is how
Mhm.
Penix is going to be in his first full season, which is
Yeah.
the only reason why I have them not advancing to the number one spot in this division. I think it's going to be close for them though, them and the Bucks, but it's a wait and see for me.
Yeah, and I get that with especially with Penix, but I don't think there's any pressure behind him. I think Cousins being there is just a formality at this point. To your point now, if come week 5 Cousins is like, hey, you guys are figured out with Penix here, I can go somewhere else because there's injuries. Then trade him, get a 4th or 5th rounder, just something totally
Mm-hmm.
with that. But at the same time, if I'm the Falcons, I'm not in a rush to trade him because if somehow Penix doesn't work out or gets hurt, you have Kirk Cousins there as like a
Starting caliber.
solid backup.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it, but at the same time, if I'm Kirk Cousins, like there's no pressure. Why force myself to go somewhere where one, you probably won't have a chance to win anyway because they're going to be desperate for a quarterback. So if I'm him, I kind of want to stay where I'm at and see how this rides. Because one, if Penix and them figure it out on offense and they're good, then okay, then I'm here for a ride and let's see what happens. But if they suck and they put him back in there, then he gets another opportunity in offense he's already comfortable with. Even though, as you said, last year he wasn't, but now with
Mm-hmm.
another offseason getting more comfortable with it, if it comes down to it and he has to play, I think he'd be better off. But if I'm the Falcons, I think just play Penix, see what happens, and let it ride. But the division's not very good, as we've mentioned multiple times, so they easily have an opportunity to get to the second spot. Now, if you're an LA Ram fan, you're rooting for the Falcons to lose every game because you get their first round pick next year, and that would be 2 first rounders for you. So if you're in LA, you're rooting against the Falcons all the way because you want that top pick.
Okay, yeah. When I mentioned him going to a team, I meant more in the sense, not that I'm ever rooting for it, but an injured quarterback, like
Mm-hmm.
somebody who's already a good team, and like, damn, this guy's hurt. We don't want to throw away this season.
Okay, well,
I mean,
say one of those teams is the Jags because Trevor Lawrence. Is that better, or would you rather be? You know what I mean? That's why I'm looking about it.
yeah, but I mean, yeah, I'm just saying. But what if JJ McCarthy gets hurt?
Okay, yeah, then that's true. We got a whole new thing because McConnell and them everything upstairs,
You
and
know what I mean? I'm
yeah,
not saying, and they didn't want to pay him, but I bet you they wouldn't have to pay him a bunch of that money because they'd probably make the Falcons eat a lot of it. Just give
yeah,
like maybe a 3rd round pick instead of that 4th or 5th that you were talking about.
yeah,
Again,
that's
it's
true.
all like what ifs, but that's the only thing that I was mentioning was not necessarily a quarterback needy team like the Saints or something, but more like maybe they got hurt or something, or like Jordan Love, heaven forbid he gets hurt, but they don't want to quit the season. You know, he maybe be
Yeah,
able to hand the ball off to Josh Jacobs and get it over to freaking Golden, no, not Golden Tate. That's what's Matthew Golden. Sorry.
yeah. I was like somebody golden.
Yeah. So that's I guess what I meant. But either way, I don't have them at the top, and I don't think you do either.
No, it is the division to be repeated again, just like we did in the AFC South.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's the Bucks division to lose. They're going actually for their 5th straight title. They won 4 division titles straight. And to
Oh,
me, they've only really improved, honestly. They added Emeka Egbuka out of Ohio State. Probably the steal of the draft at wide receiver. I mean, unless Travis Hunter pans out to be that insane guy that a lot of people think he's going to be. I just think if he's really going to try to play 2 sides of the ball, one of them's going to lack.
yep, agreed.
This is just a different speed. You can do that against Colorado State. You can't necessarily do that against the Houston Texans. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
we're going from playing 18 to 20-year-old guys to 25 to 30-year-old men. That's
who
a
are
whole
trying to
different
make
world.
money. They're trying to stay on
Yeah,
their roster. They're trying to provide for the family,
yeah.
whatever.
This
You
is
know what I
life
mean?
and death for a lot of them in a sense.
So, I mean, and they're already stacked at receiver. That's the thing. It's almost like a luxury that they took it. And their team is basically unchanged with Evans, Godwin, McMillan, Cade Otton. They got Bucky Irving coming
Yeah,
back
true. Yeah.
again. He's great, I think, as a running back. I think he's going to be a top 5, at least fantasy running back, because he's a workhorse and he's really, really shifty. He's really, really good. So I think they just look really dangerous. And honestly, the crazy part is I'm only even talking about their offense. Todd Bowles is the freaking head coach of this team, a defensive guru, and their defense is almost always on point. I'm not necessarily in top of the league,
No,
but a top 15 in almost every statistical category.
yeah, I was going to say middle of the pack, 12 to 15, always solid in most categories, don't really ruin or kill themselves defensively.
Not like the Bengals defense or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if Baker can continue on his march towards above average, I think Baker's like a top 10 cornerback, borderline, honestly, the way that he's been playing lately.
Yeah,
and
10,
they
12.
do well. Yeah, they do really well. So I think this is their division to lose. Again, not necessarily the strongest division, so it's not one of those things you're like, oh wow, this is something intense. But 5 straight division titles would be pretty good. And Baker got his payday already. So is that? I'm assuming you're seeing something different. You picked them too.
Yeah, no,
I'm just seeing something similar, not different.
Yeah, I was going to say Baker, like you said, has just continued to improve each year. He's been there, and there's no reason to not with the weapons you mentioned on offense and adding for him. That there's a lot there, and I think again, there's no like expectations to make the playoffs and win the division. Yes, but expectations to make a Super Bowl run, maybe not quite that high for Tampa.
Although the NFC is,
I would say, but it's also the same team that 2 years ago took Detroit all the way down to the wire in the divisional round and almost made an appearance in the NFC title game against.
And before that, beat the Eagles.
Yeah, so the Buccaneers and Baker, Baker's just one of those guys. Until his team loses the game, I will not count him out. It's got to be the other. He throws a pick in the last 2 seconds. They're down 7. It's impossible to win now. That's the only way I count him out. I'm not saying I'm expecting him to win every game, but I just
he's not Patrick Mahomes. No,
he's going to be in every game until the end of the time, until the clock says 0.
Dude's gritty, bro.
So, yeah, so power to him, and I forgot they had won the division the previous years because of Brady being there. I was just thinking the last 2 with Baker, but yeah, you're right. They have won that division the last few years and kind of owned it. And with Bowles being there and the continuity on the defense, they're again not going to be the top 5, but
no,
they're not going to be the bottom 5 either. They're going to do their job, and they're not going to beat themselves on that side of the ball. And Baker's not going to beat himself on that side of the ball either. So it's a great situation for Tampa. I think in a weird way, if they can win 10 games, they might be like the 3rd seed in the NFC overall. It is possible for them to get up that high.
Yeah, I think the NFC is only like really top heavy with whatever comes out of the NFC North, Packers, Lions. I know you're down on the Lions. We'll get to that. Packers, Lions, or Vikings. Thank you. I mean, even the Bears are going to be pretty improved. That one's going to be kind of a hard one to predict. But other than that, the NFC West is just really the Rams. I mean, unless the freaking Niners have this crazy resurgence after a 6-11 team or last year.
I don't see the Niners having that kind of year right now.
And then the Eagles, really. Commanders could, but I don't know if they're ready for playoffs and stuff like that yet. So it's pretty thin at the top, and I think the Bucs have a chance for sure. So definitely for this division, but in the NFC as a whole too.
Again, Baker and the Bucs have been running the South, so I think it's theirs to continue to run for at least the next 2 years as long as Baker's there.
And good for them, man. Honestly, the turnaround from number 1 overall pick to disaster in Cleveland to let's see if he could be a backup in LA to pay the man in Tampa. Good for Baker,
man. Because I always think back to Baker the year he was in Oklahoma, where he went to go shake hands with Kansas and they didn't shake his hand, and then he beat the shit out of him on the field.
And who's Kansas? They're a basketball school.
Shit on the sideline and talking. I mean, but he always backed it up. So I loved watching it. When you can talk it and back it up, it's all day, have at it. But if you talk all the shit and then you go out there and get your shit beat the hell, then I don't want to hear anything you have to say. But Baker always backs it up and always puts his teams in an opportunity to win games. So I can't argue with him.
Yeah, props, Baker. Props. You came out from you made it out of Cleveland, bro.
Yeah,
you made it out of Cleveland. So, but anyways, let us know in the comments below if you've also got the Bucs repeating 2025.
Or hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok at RVUFTB and let us know why there'll be a new South Division champ in 2025.
Appreciate everybody stopping by. Thank you as always for staying things from RV from the bench. I'm Brendan.
I'm Corey. Like we always say, enjoy the sports until we talk again.
Peace.
This was a Sycamore 4th Studios production.